The name of the article is Moving the Spotlight to Grassroots Democracy. You know what is grassroots?
Grassroot.
Grassroots democracy basically are this thing, bro. Panchayat Raj, Panchayat institutions and all. Gram Panchayats are there, no?
Okay.
Agra has no.
Yeah.
What does Agra have?
I don't know the name and all.
Do you have some Panchayat members, no?
Independent organization and all.
Like every...
Like all these big people sitting together.
Yeah, but it was basically in like 1993. In 1993, they made sure that, they put it in the constitution so that people will at least so why do they put things in a constitution? So that people follow it strictly and mandatedly, like without messing up and all that. Earlier, so Gram Panchayats and all had started long ago only. But in India, it started in apparently first mostly is Rajasthan, and then in southern states, Karnataka is doing well and stuff like that. So these Gram Panchayats were there from earlier, okay? It's like what, bro? Where is all the strength of India coming from? From the villages.
From the people.
From the villages.
Yeah.
From each and every small single village of India has people. And if you need to basically include democracy into a whole society which was not democratized, which was when Britishers came, they had to centralize it.
Yeah.
Because to be able to rule over the whole thing. So they did not give small units power. They centralized the power. They made big provinces and they were taking care of those big provinces.
Yeah.
And they had police, all that. So that's what they were taking care of with. But in India, even before Britishers came only, there are instances of, panchayats and about how a group of elders in a village were sitting together and deciding what is right, what is wrong, what to do, what to not do, basically give justice to the citizens of the village. That was how Panchayat Raj and all started long ago. Like sabhas and mandals and all that they used to do. But so basically in 1993 they put it in the constitution, okay? And through some 2 amendments, that also after some years of full circus, they put it in this thing, okay? So what happened was, so back then there was one when India was born and all, there was election commission, okay, of India. How do you basically include democracy? Democracy is when each and every person comes and votes and chooses their own leader, their representative, all that, no. But for running that in almost the largest country and to keep it fair and all of that, it was very hard. Initially only. But Election Commission of India in 1951, I think, first elections they had. From then only they were lit, okay? They were lit. They've been, the systems they followed were good and it was free and fair elections and all that. But right now, why I'm telling you about that is because this speaks about systemic disempowerment of state election commissions. So Election Commission of India is there, no? And once they made sure that, okay, in panchayats also that, basically democracy should go down. And in 1993, when they put in the constitution, they had to make sure that each state had an election commission, no? To be able to hold this whole process. So they used to get, so they basically started state election commissions, okay?
No.
But from then, they don't have power, they don't have much power, they don't use much. And bro, BBMP elections only, in Bangalore only, hasn't happened for the last 10 years, I guess. When was the last BBMP elections? This year it was supposed to happen. I think it was, I don't know when they're going to hold it. So BBMP also comes under decentralized, grassroots economy only, grassroots democracy.
Last elections were 2015.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
And next elections are supposed to be in 2024.
Yeah, supposed to be this year, but we don't know yet. Now they're planning to come up with some greater Bengaluru, some bill and all. That we don't know, that we see. Greater governance of Bengaluru, something like that. But bro, yeah, see, this is supposed to happen every 5 years.
Oh.
And this is supposed to be taken care of by the State Election Commission.
Why didn't it happen in 2020?
Because
of COVID.
No, not because of COVID. COVID is a very noble reason noble reason for all of these, like, you know, cheaters to make sure that no new guy comes up.
Okay.
It's like, it's just holding on to power, bro. They want to hold on to power. They don't want new people to keep changing. They just want to hold on to power.
So whoever was in power in 2015 is still in power.
Yeah. They're still running the whole thing.
Okay.
They are the ones who are, like, you know, elected. They are the ones who have different commissions that this municipalities and all that. What is this thing? BBMP, all that. Mahanagara Palike. Full. So basically, this article speaks about systemic disempowerment of SECs, okay? The SEC were brought into existence by Articles 243K and 243ZA of the Constitution introduced by the 73rd and 74th Amendments in 1993, which vested them with the superintendence, direction and control of the preparation of the electoral rolls for and the conduct of all elections to panchayats and urban local governments. So, BBMP is basically an urban local government.
Yeah.
And like panchayats are like rural, basically, like in villages. And in reality, however, SECs are increasingly disempowered and in certain cases, even in litigation with their state governments. Litigation is basically they're fighting in the law. And they're basically supposed to work together and host elections and do all these things together. This is what the case is right now. In a recent case, the Karnataka SEC filed a contempt petition against the government of Karnataka for reneging on its commitment to the High Court in response to an earlier petition filed by the SEC to allow it to proceed with the delimitation of Panchayat Raj institutions and conduct elections, already delayed by over 3.5 years. So, you know what delimitation is? Delimitation is basically...
No limits.
No. It's not no limits. It's like, so see bro. Okay, let's say in Karnataka, you have X number of seats. How do you decide the X number? Let's say, for example, like check the number of seats Karnataka has in Lok Sabha, okay? Recently only
14 out of 28 Lok Sabha seats in Karnataka.
28.
28 totally.
Yeah, so 28 are there. So how do they decide the 28 seats? And how do they decide who are the voters in the 28 seats? How do they decide which village votes for which constituency?
Okay.
So that, all of that is taken care of by the Delimitation Commission, okay?
Okay.
They basically divide the whole
28
country.
seats.
Yeah, divide the whole country in terms of seats like this. So there are like 540, like, you know, Lok Sabha members, no? So in all of them, there are like all of India is taken up, each state is taken up and divided into different places.
Okay.
For this is basically delimitation.
Okay.
Commission, okay? This is what the delimitation commission does. And now, if you have to host same principle, if you have to host it for a state, what do? You have to basically delimitize
the state.
Yeah,
28 things you should basically.
Yeah, but 28 is just a number for
Karnataka.
Yeah, for Karnataka. For Lok Sabha, when you look at India as a whole.
Yeah.
But in Karnataka only, how many panchayats are there? Just check. Just delimitation, like, so basically check number of panchayats. I think each district will have, like, basically, no, each
31 district panchayats, 233 intermediate panchayats, and 5,958 gram panchayats in Karnataka.
Yeah, 5,000?
5,958 gram panchayats.
Like almost 6,000 gram panchayats are there.
Yeah.
So all of these.
So wait. Okay.
All of these have to be divided, though.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I was thinking.
Exactly. So that is taken care by the Delimitation Commission, okay? But in Karnataka, apparently, the Karnataka SEC, the State Election Commission, has filed a contempt petition against the government of Karnataka for reneging on its commitment to the High Court in response to an earlier petition filed by the SEC to allow it to proceed with the delimitation of Panchayat Raj institutions and conduct elections. The government was not allowing Karnataka State Election Commission to go ahead and delimit these places. These places. Because, I don't know, it's just like one thing that I can think of is basically politically they're strong in some places. But if you, and bro, this is, everything is politically.
Bro, I think it's because most of the places in Karnataka are like rural now. So it's like not educated and people will just get power through money. They'll just throw money and will probably get into power most of the places.
If that's what you think, firstly that is wrong. Secondly, if that is what you think,
yeah,
even if they divided up more, it'll still be the same. No, the issue still exists. Like whatever you're telling. And by the way, every state of India
Yeah, that is what every state also has the same
a lot
problem.
of villages. Every state of India has, like, like leaders who have not studied much. But it's fine. You don't have to study much to do anything. To basically take care of your people, you don't have to study at all. Also, look at the average, like like our qualification, educational qualification of our leaders, of the representatives of who are sitting in the Lok Sabha.
I have to look it up.
No, they don't like.
They're not even. They don't have a degree.
Yeah, they don't have. Most of them don't have degrees, which tells you that you don't need to study. But bro, to become a leader, it's just
You have to be a people's person, bro.
You need to understand your community. That's all. Who are you? Who are you leading? Who are you representing? That's all. That's all you have to do. But these guys, I'll tell you why I think this is happening. Because, like, let's say some parties will be strong in some villages, but if you break that up, there'll be factions now. If you make different, like, let's say 3 villages are there in my palm, okay? Now I can cut it into 4. If I make it 4, like the political hold on
section,
the strong hold on one section might be lost.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't want it to happen.
Okay.
Like
Makes
mostly.
sense.
Yeah. The people in power, all that. This is kind of what happens. But it's just like the hypothesis, You can't be sure about anything. But this is the understanding, that's all. In another set of cases filed by the Andhra Pradesh SEC and several others in 2020, the Supreme Court struck down an ordinance of Andhra Pradesh which hindered elections to the Panchayat Raj institutions. Bro, the savior of democracy in India is the Supreme Court. All cases where the constitutional bodies are fighting amongst each other or with the government. Who can solve it? Like it has to be pitched to the Supreme Court, and each of them have to come up with their own defense, and they have to resolve the issue. But Supreme Court, I'm telling you, has come up with insane cases which is the sole reason for democracy to continue today in India. If not for that, no democracy, authoritarianism. You'd find one dictator for 140 crore people. That's not even acceptable. And that is only because of 33 people right now sitting in the Supreme Court. 34, I guess. That's all. There are ages worth of cases which are still remaining.
Pending, yeah.
But, whatever they've solved it with good principles. Which is why democracy is still running today. That is crazy. Okay. So our analysis of the performance audits of the implementation of 74th Constitutional Amendment Act by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India across 18 states shows that 1560 out of 2240 urban local governments, which is 70%, did not have an elected council at the time of the CAG audit. So basically, 70% of all urban local governments did not have an elected leader. Did not even have a council which was elected.
Of urban local governments?
Urban local governments.
Okay.
It's BBMP.
Yeah,
and
that's what.
Like Mangalore and Mumbai and such basically all urban areas. So 1560 out of 2240.
This happened only in a certain span of time, or?
No, when they did the survey, 70% of them did not have anything.
Oh.
And you know who CAG is? CAG is basically Comptroller and Auditor General. Let's say your dad gives you 5k, and then he'll go through where you spend all your 5k.
Okay.
How much did you spend on this? How much did you spend on this? How much did you spend on
Monitoring
that?
Monitoring it. The cash.
Auditing it.
Okay, auditing.
Yeah, so he's basically auditing.
Handling the money. Basically, he wants to know how I handle the money or something.
Yeah. So Comptroller Auditor General is the person who goes through and understands where the money is being spent, why is it happening, and most of the huge scams have come out after these guys have audited only properly.
Okay.
So there's only one Comptroller Auditor General in the whole country, and he'll have support and all that. But basically, there's one guy, and he's there for 6 years or something. And he takes care. He goes through and he checks every state, every like government. He goes and checks through. He's like, okay, are they spending money properly, doing all this properly? Obviously, like
He can't check the whole thing, no? He can't.
no, he can. Like he has enough like muscle power, which is not enough. Which is much more of it is needed, but still
it can't be accurate also, no?
it can't be 100% accurate. And so this we learned it from British. Okay, they used to do this.
Oh.
But you know what the difference is in Britain? No, these guys, the CAG, basically approves whatever is happening before also, and then checks it later also. But in India, they have no power to approve. They just have to go and check. Now, if I give you 5K and you put 5K on buying some useless shit, and then I come and check, what have you used it on? I can't do anything about it.
So you'll just know that I spent it on this.
Yeah.
And what was in how were the British dealing with this?
The UK is like they check, okay, 5K. They ask you what are you spending it on. Once you tell, once they approve, only you can spend it on that.
Oh. Okay, so here it happens. Here it is basically you spend it and then they'll know.
Yeah, it's like postmortem. Like, okay, death has happened. Okay, now I have to check how the death has happened.
So there's no power.
No, the power is there. Like, bro, the scams and all come out through these guys only. Commonwealth scam, okay?
Okay.
During Commonwealth Games was hosted by India.
Okay, so basically it's a sense of freedom. But then with more awareness after what has happened.
Yeah. Is it 100% efficient? It's not.
It's not.
Is it effective? It's not. But do we need this 100%?
Yeah, for sure. We can improvise it.
Yeah, we have to. But bro, there are so many systems in our democracy only which can be improvised. But we are still very young. We're like 75 years. That's all we've had. Our democracy and all that. Each of his systems also. 75 years is all we've had, and now we're learning to do everything properly, slowly. But yeah, it's like our grandparents, bro. Like, you can't expect every grandparent to have had the perfect life. Oh, full proper ethics, proper this, proper that, proper this. 75 years. And now when you combine 140 crore people's energy and consolidate it into one entity, it's mad. So the CAG in its Karnataka report observed that the disempowerment of SECs is more often than not the cause for the delay in time of elections. Such delays undermine the local governments and erode the trust of citizens in these important public institutions. Naturally only. When the State Election Commission does not have power to do anything that they are willing to do and host elections whenever it's time to host elections, if the government is not letting it, it's done. You need to empower the State Election Commissions more to be able to basically do the whole thing properly. And Janagraha's annual survey of India's cities systems, Truth 2023 shows that only 11 out of 34 states and union territories have empowered SECs to conduct ward delimitation. These states and union territories, which account for only 35% of India's population, as in 2011 census. So basically, this survey speaks about how only 11 out of 34 states and union territories have allowed their election commissions to basically run the whole scene. How, according to the constitution.
Okay.
And that only covers 35% of the whole population. So 1 out of 3 voices are actually heard and reflected
through this.
In the grassroots democracy. 2 out of 3 voices are not heard, are rejected, ignored, basically ignored because of the people in power and because they're not empowering the election commissions to take care of all of these things and push for more democracy. It's crazy.
Like, how can you deal with this? How can you even come up with some sort of solution for these 2/3 states of the states or
2/3 of the population?
Yeah.
See, you have to basically strengthen state election commission. So state election commissions.
So if the people in power are basically ignoring your voice, how is it going to improvise? It's not going to improvise.
No, that's right. It's like, bro, there are, let's say, each village has to stand up for themselves. Each village has to go and I don't know.
So elections should be held in a very systematic way and in a regular basis
yeah.
to
And
get
see,
better leaders, and in the end,
exactly. See, right now, today is the day you learned that there was Amendment 73rd and 74th Amendment. Today is the day you learned that there was grassroots democracy, which was
Yeah.
included into the constitution. And you are a 20-year-old, soon to be 21, educated man. Not man, boy. There are men 30, 40, 50, 60 years right now
who don't have any
who
idea of
don't
this.
know. They don't even know. Like, see, they know that there are panchayats. They know that, okay, they host elections, but they don't know that the constitution has told that it's for 5 years. Every 5 years you have to change. And the constitution has also told that if one is dissolved within 5 years, the new council that comes up lasts only for the remainder of the 5 years.
Not the rest of the.
Yeah, not for the next 5 years, only the remainder of the 5 years. And so basically after that 5-year term is over, the next elections have to be held again. People don't know the details of what has been decided by people in New Delhi, sitting in New Delhi and changing the constitution in the parliament. Bro, most of issues in India can be dealt if people are made more aware. It's just done. More people have to speak about it. That is the only solution. More people speak about it. There is more eyes and ears being respondent to it. More people being aware of what is happening.
Yeah.
Bro, right now, in India, there are like 750 million almost. Like basically more than 50% of the whole population. 750 million, bro. That's like 3/4 a billion. Number of people who have access to internet, who have access to more like smartphones, who basically have access to internet. Internet users. So internet is one mad medium for people to just spread awareness and learn like what's up. But yeah, it's crazy, There are many malpractices also. Recently, there was like a Chandigarh Municipal Corporation and Council elections, okay? In 2024 only. What happened was they were electing a mayor or something. And just check, I don't know which party, okay? One of the ruling parties, they just cancelled all the other votes. The presiding officer sitting there, he's like, no, I will not count your vote. That's literally what he said.
Where did this happen?
Chandigarh Municipal.
As India tie-up, Chandigarh mayor post hang on 8 invalid votes. Who holds them, so and how? 8? BJP sprang a surprise by winning the keenly contested election for the mayoral post in the Union Territory of Chandigarh Tuesday after 8 votes of the opposition Aam Aadmi Party,
Aam
Aadmi Party Congress alliance were declared invalid by the presiding officer, which tipped the scales in favor of BJP candidate Manoj Sonkar, it seems.
Yeah. So 8 out of how many? How many this thing?
That is not...
Total, it's there, it'll be there. 8 out of 13 or something, I guess.
Okay. It's not here.
But yeah, screw it. So basically, the presiding officer, he just told, I will not count your votes. This is invalid. For the opposition. So BJP, like, he's a BJP guy.
Okay.
Because he wanted the mayor of BJP to win, he just told, I will not count your votes.
To the opposition, basically. Whoever is...
Yeah, he just told this is invalid. Done. It had to go to Supreme Court. Supreme Court was like, had to straighten them up with like a scale in their hand or something. Like, what are you doing? People are watching. Yeah, this is what happened, but it's crazy, things like this happen, it's messed up.
Which tipped the scales in offer of BJP candidate Manoj Sonkar.
Yeah,
okay,
that is fine. The candidate is not significant here. It's the party and what they're trying to do. I think it's 8 out of 13, bro.
Okay.
If not for that, they would have lost or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why he just like, oh, this is all invalid.
I'm BJP and all.
I mean, bro, every party has their own dirty games, dirty tactics. Let's just see where India goes in the next 75 years.